Hey guys, this is going to be the LGD Tournament Round 2. Um, Spring, you know him. We've seen a lot of his games. He helps us on our lectures. Um, he moves a lot between. He just came out of his Q phase. If he's tired, if he's feeling insecure, he starts playing like a Q. But when he's feeling strong inside, he starts playing pretty darn good up into the, you know, up into the dawns. Not too far, but strong. Red Pearl, that he's a different. He's I don't know, has he been playing as long as I have? I mean, he's, old guy like me, not quite as old. Lots of experience. So on the one hand, he knows how to play Go. On the other hand, that experience is not based on good thinking. So he's learning more about how to think well. Anyway, I'm kind of interested. I haven't seen the game yet. I'm interested. So here we go. They're all good. Sure. At this stage of the game, who who's in a position to do something? So for instance, can white build the top? No, black's already there. Okay. Can white build the bottom? No, 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 no. That's the wrong direction. So no. Can white build the left? Well, if white had it on the Shamari facing this way, okay, but he doesn't have a Shamari yet, and it's facing the wrong direction. So there's no particular reason to be playing that way. I mean, sure, you can play it. Worst case scenario, it's a 1 point loss. But okay, so white really can't do anything. Can black do anything? Well, black can play. I'm on the wrong button, just a second. Pass. There we go. If black goes all the way, it's just too easy for white to come in and mess it up. If black plays this way, well, he didn't build very much and white just takes the corner. So I would say no, black's not in a position to be playing there. Now, if you imagine that being a black stone, well, that changes everything, right? Now black's very much in a position to be building the left. Okay, so no, black's not in a position to be building the left, bottom, or top. Black is in a position to be working on the right side. Let's just go with the high Chinese. So that's lot he can build the right. Okay. So white to play. The biggest area is the right. Of course, this is possible, but I can't really do anything here, even on the bottom. It's since it's not an approachable corner. So probably here is going to be best. Hopefully that logic made sense. While we're here, there's a certain exercise I have my students do sometimes. And I've mentioned this before. The first 8 moves have to be done in a certain way. And that is no 4-4s or 3-3s. They have, because a 4-4 finishes the corner in one move, which is why it's so famous. Have to be an unfinished corner of any variety. And each corner has to finish with the other color. And for instance, it's black's move, black. White's not allowed to play here because it's the same corner. Same as the bottom right, just the colors are reversed. So maybe white plays here. Black's move. He can't play either of these. So let's have him play here, and white will play here. So this would be one possible opening. And then from here, black to play, what's biggest? What's biggest and why? Now let's do this one more time. Black, white can play here. This is played according to the first 8 move rule. Black, white, that's perfectly legal. Black, white, black, white. Okay, there we go. Black to play, what's biggest and why? It's kind of hard. I know one student who, this is what shot him up from 2 and 3Q up to 2 and 3 Dan. This one exercise, it started to click how to define big. What's the basic strategy for seeing what's big? What's a good exercise? It's hard enough that I just don't use it that often. Okay, so here we are. White plays here. Black ignores. Perfectly fine. It's also perfectly fine to just respond. Generally, we don't play away unless there's something exciting to do. Is there something exciting to do? No. Let's say, for instance, this bottom right black stone was here, and then black played here, white played here, and now black, what was it here? So does black have something exciting to do? You bet. That's a very exciting move. Okay, but here, no, there's nothing exciting to do, just normal stuff. Well, if you're going to pick normal stuff, then go ahead and settle your stone, your group. Why not? Okay, here, you can jump. This is clearly attacking black, so we should put it on the 4th line. This is not a bad move. Black gets out, starts putting pressure on white. White wouldn't like it if black started surrounding. Okay. White plays here. That's interesting. When it comes to pinches, this is the one that's most severe. So black is, of all the pinches, this is the least likely for him to ignore. Well, shouldn't white be thinking about this sort of thing? Well, if black can't ignore this, let's say it's like that, then maybe white can get a better deal. So when it comes to strategy, this is interesting. I'm not against this. I like to play very simple go. Just here, what's the problem? Just simple. I don't want to get something extra. I just want to play basic. Here, seems reasonable. Mistake. So black should be here. Generally speaking, we'll get back to the actual move in a minute. Here, and all of a sudden, if we look at white has 5 moves here and black has 5 moves here. Let's figure out if this is Joseki or not. White has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. White has 16 points in the corner. Black has 2, 4, 6, Very easy to come in here. How do we count this? Maybe 6, 8, 10? Looks like white's getting a very nice corner, very strong. Black's not getting actually any territory. So better for white, which is why it's not Joseki. But black says, you know what I actually want to do is attack these stones on the left. White says, I can't give you the good turn. Okay. So let's look at the next reasonable moves. Black gets out, threatening the turn, which is very useful since he's got an Aji stone there. So A is reasonable. B, which undercuts both sides of white, that's reasonable. Or touching at C, that's another way to get it out. C is a contact move, forcing white to get stronger. The whole point of doing this is to attack white, so not C. If we play B, we didn't get out. Well, weren't you already out? Sort of. I would play A here. Let's look at the likely outcome. How does white like this? Not at all. What's white do? White pretty much has to come back and do this sort of thing, right? Atari, because white's not alive yet, so we can play this. And there's no cut here because of the ladder. So I don't think it's just the best black could do, but in the position, I would come out, yeah. Here. Out, Yeah. Okay. Let's try to figure out black's next move. Am I okay? Well, there's been no change to the A group. And we can't get cut there in any reasonable way. And we're not behind enemy lines. I wouldn't think so. So I think A's fine. B, also not be behind enemy lines. So neither one is desperate for defense. Okay. Both would like defense. If they had a wish, sure, defend me. But there's no particular need. Let's go with white. White's A group, man, we have black touches stones at B, and A's having some issues. Okay, so B is of interest. We'll put it this way. We're talking about the white groups. White A doesn't like getting surrounded. There's a cut at B, and white's on the fifth line. Fifth line is terrible for territory. I see some real weaknesses here. For instance, black C. White's disconnected. There's some nasty moves here. Well, who's weaker? White CB area or white A area? Well, the white A is pretty much alive. Doesn't like getting surrounded, but it can live. C, that's another one. So I would want to attack white's C situation first. If I wanted defense also, then I would do it here. Probably this. And now I'm not cut. I'm getting a base. I'm threatening this. I'm threatening this, which hurts white quite a bit. This is nice. Big help, big hurt on both sides. You want to get fancy, holy cow, what's white going to do? This is not so easy. So those are how I would find, should I be defending? I'd say it's not necessary. Should I be attacking? Yeah, one or the other. Which one? The top one's weaker. Okay. In the big gap or the little gap? I don't want to get too aggressive here because my groups are weak. Why am I getting aggressive? You shouldn't be that aggressive if you're weak. So that would lead me to playing here. When I was Q, I would have given gold for someone to explain that to me. I'm hoping someone's out there going, man, I'm so glad he explained that. That's what I want. If I'm talking to you, I wouldn't mind if you let me know. Here. Little dangerous. Sorry. Let's assume here we go out. Gotta fix the cut this way. Well, now we capture. That's a real cut, right? Not Cartwright, cut right. The Cartwrights. You gotta know who the Cartwrights are. I was in line at Safeway, and the guy bagging, his name was, oh, it was the name from Star Trek. Obvious name, like McCoy or something, but it wasn't that. And I said, "Do you get called that a lot?" He says, "No." "Do you know what I'm referring to, right?" No. He'd never heard of it. I couldn't believe it. I said, "You ever heard of James Kirk?" No. Never. How is that possible? It's not possible. He must have been lying to me. He wasn't lying. Captures, black fixes. Okay. Black got away with some stuff there. First things first, white is horribly weak. Let's fix this. Thank you. All fixed. This is being aggressive when you're weak. I'd want to get strong first. So here's one way. White, black has to fix. I don't see this helping at all. Okay. What else can black do? How about this one? Let's have white fix. And we turn. That's a little bit nice. There's some things to do here that could be interesting. How do we get out here? Just this way? I don't see an easy way. Suggesting this might be, if our focus is on defense, I don't mind the move. It's like an asking move. Asking white, how should I fix my group? Okay. If white goes to cut, there's no cut. We can even play here if we want. Okay, so we're good. So black sacrificed a stone, gave white a position in order to get healthy. I don't mind. That's a pretty good shape. He's not cut. He's nice and thick to the center. And in one move, bam. That's fantastic. Gorgeous. Would I have found that? I would have searched and searched and said, I can't find a natural way. So I go, when you don't know where to play your sente. I go, well, how about this one? Yeah, it's not going to work. How about that one? That's going to work. I think I might have found it. If I comes out, good, important. Yeah, I think so. Let's find White's move here. Am I okay? Yes, everywhere. Is Black okay? Uh, Black's A group isn't great, but we're in no position to start. It's going to take a number of moves. We have to wait until we have a position at the bottom, and then if Black slips, we can jump on it. If not, he'll have to play defensively once we're on the bottom. What about the B group? Totally weak. And we can strike now. Did he? He didn't. I think maybe playing this right now, how can you tell if it's time or not? Well, for one, if Black plays there, he is completely now and forever out of trouble. Not literally forever. And if White plays it, White plays a move with, just imagine me, all this White's affecting. Black's move, and little tiny bitty thing. White plays a big move. Black plays little move. White plays a big move. So yeah, totally timed to play here. If I'm Black, I'm playing right here, right now. Now it's hard for White to develop the top because I'm strong now facing the top. Oh man, here, if Black comes out, notice how this is attacking the center. This attacks two groups at once. Okay, given this situation, is this a good move for Black? Well, Black can press again because of this cut. So it's Black's Hane is meaningful. This this Black thickness is very helpful to White, to Black in the center. Therefore, White should think about jumping out here so that this is no longer Sente. Let's imagine here and White lives something like this. Well, we just stopped White from playing here and then here and playing Cove to enter the whole thing. I think we need to Atari right now and see how White responds. And it's part of the original Joseki. White plays here. Good. Good. That seems reasonable. Might be reasonable to Hane down. I'd have to spend some time looking at it. Yeah. The top area is not that big, but this is Sente, and it looks like step one in attacking the center. The problem is this is not a center-oriented attack. This is. That's getting into the center, getting ready to use the Aji. This is center. This is center. This one, this also uses the Aji. And already these stones are really feeling uncomfortable. he tries to get out, there's a lot of sente over here. If we just, I'm just throwing some moves down. This is very bothersome for black. This is a little inconsequential. Nice. Pretty move. Seems valid. Let's look at this for a second. If here, we just win the battle. Okay. If here, we still win the battle. Okay. So then here, have to connect. Cut doesn't work. So it looks like black can play this way. Much safer. This way, dangerous. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Have to. But this is black gote. Did white play away? Good. Okay. White to play. White's looking at the A group, and white says, my B stone is weak. Well, if the B stone gets captured, it's 2 for 10 points in gote. That's pretty much endgame. So we can get back to playing something like C again. My move is at C, just like the salty captain. I'm out at sea, matey. Yeah. And now black reaches right to his group. That's too bad. And, okay, makes sense, right? Now, the problem is, looks like black can just walk out. No cuts. So what about this one? Tari. So there's a cut and there's no net. So black has to think about this idea, right? How many liberties is white going to get? Black can't do this sort of thing because these cuts are just too much. So black will play this way. Oh, I think black might just be dead here. Yeah, get this tidied up. May as well get that tidied up, get your connection solid with, it's our sente, and then go further as far as you can, nice and fast. It's a little slow. Okay. I've had a lot of students, they say, I never know when to stop the attack. Okay. How's black? Out. There's no reasonable attack. What about now? If we play here and he ignores, I mean, I like getting out, and this is sente. We're darn close to it. Yeah, I'll keep it. I want this move. Let's say we didn't want this move. Oh, go away. He's out. We can't surround. He's out. Walk away. Where do you want to walk away to? Well, if he turns the corner, center's big. I'll just jump out here. Might be Sente anyway. If I thought the A group was weak, I like this because it starts poking at some potential cuts, but I don't think it's weak. So I think we're down to black's bottom right area. How do we do that? I would think of A, B, C, maybe D. Does D just live? If D lives, sure looks heavy. I don't like the look of it. So A, B, or C should live comfortably. Really? Now notice, black is thinking, I get to play here next. Yeah, but that's white's already alive in the corner. So that's just in game. If it was Sente or something, that'd be different. So black ignored J2. I'm going to Hane right now. No need for that. That's a near pass. There it is. Really? We see the problem here, right? Black ignored. He could have maintained nice, strong group. Give away just an in-game move. Ooh, you're allowing black to connect about this way and then cut. This is nasty. There's a lot of black weaknesses around. So clearly the A group is weak. The two B stones are weak. And finally, the C group is coming back. So let's say black fixes on this side. Well, anything like this is going to, there's a lot to think about here. What? Just fix. These are nasty cuts. And if black plays here, that's wide open. Anything you want to do is fine. One thing we can do is this. Black says, I don't want you to cut me. Atari, threaten to kill. Is there some threats to cut here? There's a lot to these. Just yeah. Try to make use of these weaknesses. This is just always bad. There's a huge capture. The three stones are nothing, right? These three stones don't attack anything. They don't. Oh, this black group is what he's after. Okay. Still just here and it's over. What does he do? Sente, okay. Black's ignoring again. Get your group settled. This is way too risky for white. White is playing light, though. That's nice. What's that? That's Gote and doesn't threaten anything. How about Atari? Does that connect? Yes, it does. So they save the stones. White's aiming for the group. Isn't this, that's pretty valuable. Probably should stop that. Now, Atari, not Sente. White's alive now. So this turns this into double Gote. How big? If white takes it 2, 4, 5, if black takes it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 15 points. That's a big in-game move. But if it's something, I'd rather play this. Remember, it's 2 moves in a row. I guess we could say double Atari even. Maybe better. Remember, the double Gote points, really small. Can save. That's pretty big. Maybe white's thinking that this works. So second, white, black, white. No, looks like a capture. Okay, we're getting into in-game here. It's 3 stones, awfully big. I was talking about double Gote on top here. I assume black played since then, because now it's over. Hopefully I didn't make a error earlier. Okay, in-game. Who's ahead here? White by 13. Looks right, according to the score estimator. I don't see the score estimator doing anything obviously wrong. So it's probably got to be a white win then. And we don't need to take a look at in-game. Okay. Hope you enjoyed. Catch y'all later.